Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show. Hope you've had a good blustery weekend and kept your earpiece on. Me and Jez obviously haven't, but hopefully
Oh,
the rest of you have.
mm.
So for you, Jez, how are you, mate? It's good to see you here.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. Funny enough, you say about that wind. Jesus, I didn't realise how strong it must have been because our back garden, it's blown furniture all over the garden. This sort of wicker stuff, not wicker,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
like,
know. Yeah,
I mean, we've got this big like cover thing that you can winch out in the summer, and it's like a big like canopy type thing, which sits in on the thing, and it's weighted down by four big square, 4 gallons in each one of water. And I've never seen that. It's blown that over, fucking broken that. It's proper. I mean, I looked. She said to me, she said, "You seen the state of the garden?" And I went, "No, why?" And she went, "Look at the state of it." I went, "Geez, it's absolute devastation, man." So I have to get
yeah.
out tomorrow and have a look, see what's gone on.
So I think they're talking about like 50 mile an hour plus winds
Must have been.
down
I've
with
never
us
seen
anyway.
that canopy. It's about must stand 10 foot tall. It's all folded down. You have to winch it up, and
Yeah, I know the ones.
it's actually blowing it over. And I've never ever. We've had that. What, I don't know, 8 years. Never ever seen that before in my life.
Wow, wow. Hopefully it'll calm down later on, and we'll see. Fuzzy, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I've still got my hair on my head, so there's that. I've not lost it to the winds. Nobody's getting a fresh wig somewhere up north, but yeah, I've been all right. I think game today result was a bit disappointing, but I personally was expecting it, knowing players that we got at our football club. So here's to hoping that Amarin can get something from the squad, and that he can get the time and patience from his bosses to fix the shite that's deep rooted in the squad. And got Bodo Glimt in midweek, so still plenty of opportunities to squeeze better results and better performances out of this team. But
Mm.
Mm.
depends on how he's going to do it. But aside from that, I'm doing all right.
Good, mate. Good. I mean, I see when Ipswich equalised, it seemed to completely deflate Amarin. I think he didn't expect that at all.
I think the amount of times that this guy was just like, this never happened at Sporting. This never happened at Sporting. It's the amount of times head in his hands. I think he's also sort of said to the media, I don't want to do as many interviews here because there's so much work I need to be doing with these players. I just want to focus on them. The amount of times those players on that pitch looked like they were just in their heads too much. Like he wants to get this team just ultimately just focus on football, nothing else.
Mm.
Mm.
Should be
But
interesting. Let's just quickly go for the chat and we'll catch up with some of the games that happened over the weekend. Henry, first of all, good evening, Henry. Way to go on 511 subs, Tony. Much love, much more entertaining than the Hammers. Thank you very much for that. Like, share, and subscribe to Early Doors Football TV. 511 subs. You're smashing it, mate. Well deserved. Thank you, McManus. And like always, people on the panel, don't forget to go to their channels as well. And we'll put the description in the link, as well as obviously our content creators that are in the chat as well. Evening, Matt. Hope we're well. And they're all saying like each other. I'm hoping we'll send the Geordies quite into their Newcastle Brownell tomorrow night.
Good game, man.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, maybe if you're a Newcastle fan, Jess, that's for sure.
if you're a
I'm
neutral,
not too sure.
and if you're
And
an analyst
yeah.
on the good, the bad, and the ugly, might be a great.
It's not looking good. Matt's saying Tony's being brave, doing a watch along. He might end the stream if it gets embarrassing. I've got broader shoulders. Yeah.
He'll blur out his camera so he can't see the tears.
Just see this quiet in the background. Good evening, Howard. Hope you well. Good evening, all you people. And they're saying hello to each other. McManus is saying Magnum PI will be with us shortly. Just gluing the Ferrari badge to his Datsun Cherry. I've moved on from that. I've got myself a Lada Neva now, mate. 4x4. Go anywhere. But that won't make it faster. Good evening, Mama Flossie. And we're friends, aren't we? You know that, didn't you? We are friends. Even after tomorrow night, we're still friends. What's the crack? How we doing, Carl? Good to see you.
Yep, Carl.
Oh, look at that. Howard say there. Tony strikes me more of a TR7 driver.
Christ. That's back in time.
I've actually got a 1981 MGB.
Have you really?
Howard, yeah. Yeah. Ellie. Last they made before they shut the old factory down. Godfather Jez. Good evening, Aces. And Andy Murray Fuzzy. And good evening to the assembled. Good to see you as well. Stuck in Transition is saying Top Gooners on AFTV are now saying they wouldn't swap Arteta for Pep after we lost 5 games in a row. I mean, obviously, what do you make of that?
Cool.
Man City losing 5 in a row now.
It's a big surprise, isn't it? Massive surprise. Wasn't expecting that yesterday, that's for sure.
No.
But, well, I don't know, man. I mean, he's just signed a new contract as well, hasn't
he? Yes, yeah. Yeah, he has.
I don't know. It's a big shock. It's a big surprise. I honestly, start of the season, I thought they're just going to walk through it again. But clearly not. What's going wrong at Man City right now? Interesting. I was taking the piss today, actually. I said, do you think he's lost the dressing room?
Wow.
And I thought it's right. It was a good laugh, actually. Good chat. Loads of different football fans today. And
nice.
A couple of West Ham there as well. Nice guys. And I mean, I don't know, mate. I don't know what's happened there. Something's not right, obviously. But hey, the squad he's got and the ability of his knowledge and how he can change things, I think he'll turn it around.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there was alluding to because Rodri's missing, that's the catalyst of the demise. But as you said, with what they've got there, surely it's only a matter of time, isn't it? I mean, don't know.
I don't know. I think they got too good a squad, and he's just too good a manager, mate. Well, look, let's be fair here. Right, I can remember Ferguson went through the doldrums and was losing game after game. When, let's put it right, Arsenal were 9 points clear. Yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
And what happened? They beat us and won the league.
Yes, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, because at that point it seemed like it was an unreachable gap, wasn't it? Because it's so big. But yeah, as you said, with Ferguson, you knew what he was going to get. Francie saying, good evening, Francie. Back to winning ways at the Arsenal. Convinced with that? Back to winning ways, Jez?
Let's wait and see, shall we? I mean, let's be fair. Let's put it right. There's a couple of points we'll talk about later in this, but Nottingham Forest, I was expecting a lot more out of Forest yesterday. They just did nothing. They just, I don't know what happened to them. It was almost like they popped the reserve team out. I mean, they were, chatting to the Yeti yesterday on the watch log. It was awful, considering how well they have been doing, and away from home.
Yeah.
They were just shocking, man. Shocking. Or dare I say this? Dare I take the piss and say, is this the resurgence of Arteta? No, it ain't. There's a couple of points I want to bring up in the show, mate, about a couple of players but we'll talk about that as we go along.
Yeah, sure. We'll get to that part there. Evening, James. Evening, Tony Fuzzy and Arsenal royalty Jez. Tornadoes saying there. Good evening to Lee as well, Football Dad's Army. Jez, do you agree that Odegaard has been missed? Because he's made a massive difference yesterday, in my opinion.
Well, that's a very good point. Yes, I would tend to agree with you on that. The only thing that frustrates me with Odegaard was yesterday, why does he have to take the second touch? There was a clear chance in the first half and the second half where he was right in front on the edge of the 18-yard box. Just take the bloody shot. Take the second touch, you lose the ball. And I went mental on the second time in the second half because I just thought, why are you doing this? You've proven in the past you can score some fantastic, beautiful goals on the edge of that 18-yard and maybe 22, 24 yards. Why are you taking the extra touch? Don't know. Confidence, maybe. Who knows? But
Could be that. Could be that.
yeah, he made a big impact yesterday. But our midfield basically just totally destroyed Nottingham Forest yesterday. So
Yeah, it was a weird one. I must admit. I mean, like you said, Forest, considering how they've started off, to in all departments, wasn't just one area, was it? I mean, I was watching their goalkeeper. He was just all over the place.
terrible.
Shocking performance from all of them in that respect. I know Yeti was peeved. And if you two ever do a watch along again, make sure you do it for charity. Because the swearing between you two and that, you would have made a shitload of money for some charity. I tell you that
really?
now.
Was I?
The pair of you. Yeah.
Really? Oh, I apologise. I always. I mean, I know in football games I do get carried away. I do. I get. Yeah, we're all passionate fans, aren't we?
Yeah, of course we are, mate. Of course we are.
I do apologise if it was extremely bad.
Just let you know, I've got a big old steel drum and that, so that will easily fill up your coppers, you and him. That's for sure. Good evening, Mark Duralis. Evening, Jez, and the panel. Our performance against Southampton was not up to par. Not sure if you watched it, but I think you did. That giving them to them was correct. Sorry, but did you think that giving it to them was correct? In your performance, I think your performance against Southampton.
Well, I don't know. I think Southampton came there for the game and they gave you the game. And at the end of the day, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, got the win. Take it.
Yeah, it's true. Big up to DJ Crane as well. Big up to the panel. Referring to their penalty, you were saying about the penalty.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Look, I'll be honest. I didn't see all the game. Right. I was at a party today. Old Mucker's mate of mine's birthday. So the TV it was on, but you know, when you're there at a party with the missus, you know, you can't stand there like with 10 blokes and watch the bloody football. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
A jab in the ribs and say, "Are you going to come and talk to these people over here?" Well, do I have to? Well, yes. Oh, all right.
Yeah, that sarcastic twinge in the comment, you know what it means.
It's you really feel the little knife in the back.
Yeah, that's the one, the little twist.
Yeah.
The symbol saying transition, it's all about ambition. Less said, the better about that sort of thought process. 100% on that when it comes to you guys. Second transition is saying Jesus needs to be sold as soon as possible. Another horrendous performance. All over the pitch, but no result.
Yeah, terrible.
Howard St. You're fuzzy hammering out already?
Just because you want him at West Ham, that's all it is. No buyer's remorse around here, guys. No buyer's remorse.
Matt's giving Emma until Christmas for fuzzy.
Nah.
No.
No, it'd be longer than that, mate.
Yeah, but Easter.
Might be the end of January.
Big up to Daniel, coming you Spurs. Big up, I enjoyed my weekend. You must be elated, mate, because I don't think anyone saw that coming. But fair play to you, mate. Good result for the Spurs. And hope you're keeping well, mate. Good to seeing you. And good evening to Rob as well. Good evening, gents. Good evening to you, Rob. Hope you and the family all doing well, mate. Big up to Christopher Ryan as well. Kawasi saying it the like and all that. Absolutely. DJ Crane, Fozzie copying the Odegaard look. No wonder Donna was non-stop asking about him. Jesus.
Funny enough, right? I've got to tell you this, right? This guy birthday party, good old muck of mine from years and years and years. Used to go to football together and everything. And his niece was there today. Bless her, lovely little girl. And she's 11, and she's having a right pop at me, right? Being an Arsenal fan, she's a Spurs fan, right? And I said to Steve, I said, Jesus, how'd you put up with this one, mate? And he went, well, I've got no option, have I? Her dad's a Spurs fan. I went, right. She's telling me, right, she's 11, and she's telling me all about how great Spurs are and this. And what can I say to an 11-year-old? I can't say you're talking bollocks. I'm going,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
oh right, okay, yeah. And I'm having to take it. Like, and it's like I'm getting punched in the face, like, and I'm thinking, right, yeah, I hear what you're telling me. Yeah, you know,
You need to say it's just like go fuck them kids. Just absolutely slam down the hammer of justice.
Yeah.
Just give her the facts.
yeah,
When's your last trophy?
She broke my reserve.
How'd you
I had to do
bottle a
something.
2-horse race and finish third?
exactly. I
Uh,
thought
tra-
about getting her in a fucking headlock and saying, well, look, get her on the nose.
Pole driver on the deck. Yeah.
Yeah, and I could lay back.
Interesting one for you here, Jez, because Stuck in Transition is saying, why would Trossard re-sign when it's obvious he doesn't want to be there, judging by his non-celebrations and body language? Would you put it down to lack of game time, or?
I think there's a lot of factors, mate. He was brought by Arteta. I personally think he was brought to lead the line, and it clearly hasn't worked out with Arteta, but we all know the reasons why that can happen. I think I'd agree with that statement. I'd agree. Why would he want to sign a new contract unless they're going to offer him stupid money, which we know Arsenal like to do? But it's quite clear he's not a happy bunny. Quite clear.
Yeah.
Will he sign? I don't know. I hope so. I really like the guy. I really think he's class. But we all know how arrogant Arteta can be, and I just think Arteta at times plays games. He's the big I am, and my concern right now is how much more power he's got since Edu's gone. That he's going to have. It's going to. I don't want this to go back to the Wenger days where it was Arsenal. You know, it was Arsene Wenger FC. I don't want to see that again. I just don't agree with it, and it does concern me. But yeah, I tend to agree, man. That I think Trossard has probably got the. I reckon. Well, who knows? He could be gone in January. He could.
Yeah. Be interesting. Words and pictures tonight. The moustache reminds me of Colonel K from Danger Mouse.
Yeah, it's true.
Brilliant. Good evening, Lawrence. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Coming your wires from Lexington, Kentucky. He's a crane there. Good evening to Steve, West Ham United Bell. Even or anybody else looking forward to our one corner and 3 throw-ins we're going to get tomorrow night.
Are you home or away tomorrow, Tom?
We are away.
Oh, difficult.
Yeah, we are away.
Mm.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you very much. Yeah. Woman of the weird. Yeah, Woman of the Year award goes to Mama. That's 100%. And they're saying like each other, which is great. What do you think about Wolves?
Oh, that's a surprising result. You go at home, you would think, oh, they can have like just a really good day when they're really on it, but away at Craven Cottage, just slap a team up 4-1. So they're not the sort of team with the record they've had this season that go do that sort of thing. So I don't know if it's just the case that we've got a really weird season on our hands, or whether it's just Wolves are only now really sort of realising some of the quality and potential they've got in their squad. Because they do have some good players in that team. Just need them to show up and gel together. And Gary O'Neill's done a good job with Bournemouth teams, which didn't have exceptional quality players.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. But yeah, I must admit, I didn't expect that from Fulham either, to kind of lose emphatically like that result.
Yeah, in fact, I'll tell you the interesting team at the moment for me is Ipswich.
Yes.
You know, how they started out, and they're starting to get it together a little bit. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, to be honest.
Just going to come back to this one from Netweed. Good to see you as well, Netweed. All the usual suspects, pom-pom fans, of course, here. We go again. Nyamweri, our boy, a new wonder kid, a star boy, like a new signing, not your proper Arsenal fans with actual ambition, of course. So this is what do you think he should get more game time?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been calling it, Tony, for weeks, months. Ever since he came into the squad this season, I've been saying, give the boy a chance. I'll tell you why, right? He will he will try 105%. He wants to prove himself. Yeah? Scored his first Premier League goal yesterday. He scored goals against, Bolton and Preston. Am I right in saying that? And give that a go. You know, he can't do any worse than some of the other shit we got.
No, that's very true.
Jesus is a pile of crap, you know. And the other two players that we'll come on to a little bit later, then give the boy a chance.
I think so, because he said if he's not doing it, I mean, Saka, because we'll come on to that, like as you said, later on than that, but this Nyenweri, I think he needs to be given first team place to really make someone like Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, sit up and think. They need that.
Yeah.
They do need that. Good evening, Henry Gooder. Good evening to Tony, Fuzzy and Jez, all in the chat and watching, obviously. And Rob's coming on with, do you think City know their fate with the FFP here and the players are deflated? Now, did I see something recently that the Premier League have won a certain case against City? But it's not obviously the main thing. I think it's something to do, I don't know if it's again to do with the money side of things.
I think it's something to do with like sponsorship revenue, XYZ, like something to do with the funds of sponsorship revenue. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily specifically against City. I think it was just something that all the clubs could vote on.
Oh yeah, that's right. The clubs. Sorry,
I think the majority of the clubs voted against what the Premier League had initially, and Man City, along with 3 other clubs, were of the 4 that voted in favour of keeping things as they are. But I don't know.
It could be that. I mean, Rob might have a point there. It could be the case of if they're losing out on this one, could it be the fact that the main one they're going to really lose out on? If that is the case, where does it leave them?
I don't think necessarily that would be directly correlated to players not performing that well. I just think the direction that the City team is gone in, the sort of players that they have, and the way that Pep plays football, I think it's just they've sort of hit a bit of a bad match. I think some of the players feel like they need a different approach to the game to get better performances. I think Gundogan in the midfield looks like he's lost a lot of pace, a bit of energy. I think players are misplacing passes. I think some of the midfield players, barring Kevin De Bruyne, not really doing all that well. Foden's not, doesn't look as dangerous. Haaland's not getting a huge amount of service. And can take a few chances here or there. I think Savio, somebody who was one of the best wingers in the league last season, suddenly struggles to even get any outlet in the team whatsoever. Jack Grealish doesn't really get past the fullback that he goes up against. He sort of cuts back and passes it inwards. And Kyle Walker looks like he's getting caught out positionally, or he's not following his man to a T. And it just feels like it's definitely a team that's 100% missing Rodri. I'll say that midfield is really hurting without Rodri.
Yeah.
But they're not doing something where they are getting goals. And that's one thing I've noticed with the City team in the past 2 seasons, is that the amount of goals or the free-flowing goal scoring that they've had is sort of faded away now. It's very specific, time-specific, or various things have to happen for City to find their goals. They have to break down a team completely to get the tap-in goal or anything like that. I think it's slowing the game down a bit too much for their own good. They need to have a bit more pace, a bit more fluidity, a little bit more directness, especially with Haaland. A bit more, something to feed Haaland, use Haaland's pace a bit more, run into the channels. I know that they'll probably have to transition a little bit more. Big opportunity right there. Get Haaland one-on-one with the goalkeeper more situations than not. Because, I mean, crossing the ball to Haaland, sure, you can do that. But if you miss Haaland, who else has got stature in that team, in the attack?
Well, nothing there, haven't they, really? They're not, no one else.
They're not really built for that sort of aerial threat in the team. So, of course, Pep's gone more or less with, things along the ground. But you use some pace, use some technicality, use some of the, try and exploit space. There's a little bit of pace in that team. A little bit of pace.
Could be a rebuild going on there because I think they're trying to tie down Haaland with a new contract, aren't they? They're trying to keep him there. But this could be the backbreaker. We'll see. Lawrence is saying, Tony, how much are you paying to get the legend Jez on your channel? I'll make more cheaper and cheer for a European champion. Lawrence, I've got plans for you this week anyway, so I'll be in touch with you, mate.
Not enough, Lawrence. He doesn't.
Get on the channel, you miserable sod as well. Anthony Herbert, big up to you, mate. Big up Tony Fuzz and the miserable bastard at the bottom.
Nice, isn't it?
Ain't it?
Nice.
Yeah, me. Good evening, good New Year.
Get your bloody tractor.
Odegaard is rubbish. Let's see him perform in a big game. Thoughts on Odegaard at the number 8 and Nyanweri at the 10.
Don't know about that. Not sure I'm not sure of Nyanweri at 10. Not yet. Maybe in a bit. But no, I prefer him where he is at the moment, personally.
Should be interesting. I mean, good evening, usual suspect. I'll be well, mate. Rudderless Van Nistelrooy is odds on with the bookmakers to be the new Leicester manager. Because obviously, yes, he was dispatched. Mr. Cooper.
What? Yeah. I wonder what the bookies say about the car park fight that's going to happen between the Ipswich fan and Roy Keane. You see that some Ipswich fan was getting all gobby with Roy Keane. He goes over to him after the desk segments. He's getting up in his face. He's like, "Come meet me out in the car park and say it all again to my face."
Well, you got to love Roy Keane, don't you? Absolutely got to love Roy Keane.
Legend. Proper legend, man.
See, if it was, if he had not just Roy Keane on that desk panel, but also, what's his face, Eric Cantona, I think Cantona would have said, "Well, Roy, don't worry about the talking. Just go lead foot first over the barrier. Plant it firmly in his face."
Oh, he's heard. He's got himself in here. Look, here he is. Tractor.
Hey, good luck, lads. You all right?
Oh, his house is still standing.
Good,
Yeah, not too bad.
You haven't been washed away then.
Oh, you tell me about it. I went to the shops, about half an hour ago, something like that.
They're selling
And it was it's dark. I couldn't see anything. None of the street lights was working. So I go and I got my trainers on, and as I'm walking down the lane, I stand in this massive puddle. My feet, it literally was above my trainer by that much, and I just shouted out, "You bastard!" I couldn't believe it. Right? I had a couple walking past, and they give me the most filthiest look, and I thought, "Fucking hell!" So I just had to get myself out the puddle as quickly as I can, go to the shops, and quickly come back. So
You know the problem, don't you? You know the problem down there.
what's that?
Well, you've still got gas lamps in the bloody street.
Gas lamps.
They get blown out in the wind, mate. You need to get the electricity in there.
Jez, where I live, I wish we did have fucking gas lamps. Jesus, it's none of it's lit up. It hasn't been lit up for weeks now, around here.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching on the news earlier what's going on in Pontypridd in South Wales, man. Jesus Christ, it's devastation there. The River Taff. Wow.
Oh yeah, when that overflows and that.
Oh, terrible.
No good sign. If it was good, I would have had 100 kits. Oh, Dad, you missed out on that one then. And here he is. Let's all congratulate him Big up to Tony Claude Gunner
Tony.
and to
So,
Mrs. Claude Gunner TV as well. Big up Tony.
Yeah,
Well done
congratulations.
on the marriage, mate, and the wedding. Hope it all went well. You looked like it was great. Some
Yeah.
great pictures and that, and respect you. And it's good to see you. Long time overdue, Tony. Long time overdue. You know, to get you on this channel and get you out and back on doing some content.
Yeah, top man, Tone. Congratulations, my friend.
Yeah, obviously asking if Nketiah has scored for Palace yet. Yeah. He's never a footballer. Yeah.
no.
Thank you, mate. Also, one penalty right, one penalty wrong. Should have been a free kick just outside. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously, looking at today's games, evening Topher, I hope you're keeping well. And also to Richo as well. And hope you had a good birthday as well. And are you fully retired now? That's the main thing. And if you are, enjoy it. Ethan deserves a start, he's saying that. To answer your question, mate, no. Nketiah still on a big fat way, 0 away for negative energy football knowledge. Wow. Let's say hello to each other. Oh, Aces is telling you this one here. Look, tomorrow is Fortetta's 5 years anniversary.
Yep.
Getting a bouquet of flowers.
I won't be celebrating, I can tell you that.
Matt, I've already had the messages. Oh, Anthony, did you know Steve Cooper's been sacked? Just to let you know.
Oh, fucking hell, he hasn't. I never got from Forest.
Yeah, from Forest, mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
from
Oh,
Forest.
good. That's good. Oh,
Well, Dazzy's asking the question. Do you think Arsenal will win the title?
Nope.
no. No.
No.
No chance. Not
If
a chance.
Liverpool's to lose at this stage.
True.
I mean, we played well yesterday. Let's not forget that. I was surprised with the lineup because there was a few players that was in that team which obviously escalated, which we believed they were injured, right? So I don't know whether that was mind games from Mikel Arteta or whether he is playing these players that's actually got a knock or anything like that. So you know, it's just that's just a weird one on me. And also, I was surprised to see Jorginho in the midfield. But I tell you what, we did play well. We could have scored more goals. But let's be honest, how Nottingham Forest has played this season, they've been absolutely brilliant. But they didn't turn up yesterday.
No,
They did
just for
not
saying
turn
that.
up at all.
Terrible, yesterday. Terrible.
Yeah, they were.
Going back to the 11-year-old kid, Jez, can you say you're talking prepubescent bollocks or that inappropriate too these days?
It was funny because she's a lovely little girl. 11, she's not a little girl, but she was following me around and saying to me, you know, asking me all these questions about these players and that player, and I'm going, right, yeah. And I said to her, she absolutely shocked me. She did, and I said, "You had some great players in the past, haven't you?" She went, "Who are you talking about?" I said, "Do you remember Jimmy Greaves, Alan Mullery?" And she went, "That was before my time. Are you being stupid?"
That's brilliant.
Oh, mate, it's so funny. It was so funny.
Matt, are you sure you'll take Trossard over Kudus? Oof. The manager has destroyed him, good, are you saying about Trossard? Yeah, he's good at doing things like that. Big up to AFC always as well. Hope you'll keep him well, matey. And they're saying that how mad to have Newcastle play West Ham on a Monday night. Once again, the travelling fans not taken into consideration. Well, if we get 3 points ending, it'd be the best journey home. I tell you that for some West Ham fans. We'll take that all day long. Yeah, I know it's not happening, but
Oh God. Never mind, saying there's always coupon.
it's true. There is that, right? Yeah. Great comment here from Netweed. City can close down tomorrow. And what have we won over the past 5 seasons? That's a fair comment.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had the full power on City Kane. Yeah, it's true, Cole.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they are missing Rodri at Man City. And I always led to believe, like, with all the talent and the class that they've actually got in their squad, but you can tell a player like Rodri, they are missing in that midfield. Right? That's a fact. But trouble is, though, Haaland, he hasn't scored in, what is it, his last, is it 5? Maybe 6 Premier League games? And it's simple. I always said it, and I keep saying this to him. That guy, Haaland, is a goal scoring machine. But he needs to be provided with the ball. And if you notice, he's not getting provided with the ball. So he's not being assist, he's not scoring. So, it's that simple. So, I don't know. I mean, me and Jez touched on it with our team, with Arsenal. That we've come predictable. Has Man City come predictable now?
Good point.
Yeah, possibly. It's a good shout, Anthony. It is a good shout. I mean, as we said earlier, I mean, it's hard to tell what's going on there because when was the last time you see him lose 5 on the bounce?
Exactly.
I can't remember.
No.
So, yeah. I mean, obviously the chat said, the chance he may turn it around, but still got uphill. I mean, the main thing is when you look at the table, it's just so tight at the moment. Even though they've lost, you're not exactly gained any momentum, have you, really? Because the worst part about it, you've obviously got Spurs, you've got Chelsea, and the others around that winning. So there's no movement going on.
The thing is, it's like, though, Haaland, fantastic striker, whatever. We all know all top players, strikers, go through a barren patch. Then all of a sudden they'll come back, start banging them back in again. We've seen it with Henry. I remember that with Henry. Went through that spell of 9 games, didn't score a goal. And Aubameyang done it. Lack of threat did it. Well, not surprising, lack of threat. He was shit. But it happens with strikers.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
And all of a sudden they'll kick back in. And with that horrible picture behind you right now, that team, I mean, yeah.
Good evening, SG. If Tony got rid of his glasses, what read at, you'd have thought you looked at Super Mario. Big up a good of a tatter.
Yahoo!
Interesting. This comment here. I mean, what do you think of this player, Mateus Cunha, for Wolves?
Yeah, he's been really good. He's been scoring goals of late, hasn't he? And that. So I think they're really picking up. I mean, I hate it when it's going to come to Wednesday night shooting because I can remember at least 90% of my predictions, and they were shit. They were absolute crap.
Yeah.
Right. I know we would have never thought Tottenham would have beat Man City 4-0. We would have never thought Wolves would have beat Fulham 4-1. So, do you know what I mean? So, it's an interesting season this season. I mean, with a relegation team, I'm sorry, but it's like this all the time. And I got to be honest with you, I think they're bottom of the league, Southampton. But listen, you've got to give them credit. They played well against Liverpool today. You wouldn't feel like they played it they were at the bottom of the league. But listen, anything can happen. I mean, they are my favourites to go down, Southampton. And no disrespect to them, but with the other teams that's floating around there, 1 minute they're winning, then they'll lose 2, then they'll pick up a point, then they'll pull a win out the bag when you don't expect it. So,
evening, James.
It's going to be a tough one this season. And I see it all now. It was like I was on the show last night, with Yeti, and we were talking about Arsenal and other teams on there, and it was a good show actually. And we covered a lot of Premier League teams and that, but I feel now, I'm not calling them dark horses, but I think Chelsea, as an Arsenal fan's point of view, Chelsea has got 7 easy games coming up now. All right, their next game is against Villa, I believe. But after that, bloody hell, they can at least get anywhere between 18 to 21 points, Chelsea, and they're capable of doing it how they're playing.
They're looking good.
We got you next week. We got Man United on Wednesday night, on the 4th of December. So we're going to have we got a tough run, and I just feel like the top two. I think Liverpool's going to win the league this season. Second, Chelsea. Third and fourth, it'll obviously be Man City, maybe Arsenal if we're lucky. But if we do finish in the top four, Arsenal, it depends on the January transfer window. To me,
Yeah.
we need a striker. Mikel Arteta, he knows that. I think he knows that. But where he's so stubborn, he's always getting out these attacking midfielders. So there you go.
Be interesting. Steve's saying, feel for Steve Cooper. Whenever I see him, it looks like he's been on a weekend bender. Yeah, see some of his faces sometimes.
Yeah, or on a bong. One of the two.
On a bog. Oh, man. Yeah. Remember saying Cooper always looks like he's going to sneeze.
Yeah.
Big up to Michael Chelsea as well. Big up with everyone in the chat. Come on, West Ham. Absolutely, Daz. Hopefully, we'll do all right. But yeah, I can't see it happening. I can't see it. Yeah. AFC is also another one saying, I don't want to say Jesus at my football club. He's finished.
Yeah.
Netweed saying, Slot will do an Alonso, the madness of it all. Arteta circus versus Liverpool. Who wanted Alonso? Got Arnie Schwarzenegger, and he will win the league anyway. As they all said, you cannot make it up.
True.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to say about Jesus, and I might as well mention it now, right? When he's playing, we play with a little bit higher intensity, because one thing I've noticed, when we don't have Havertz, we are sorry. When we have Havertz playing, it's all slow. It's predictable. You look at the games when he hasn't started this season, it's a higher intensity of pace. And incredibly also, Martinelli. Now, he used to be one of the quickest teams we had on the park. He's not anymore. He's slower, and when he plays, he just runs absolutely the same way. He'll either run it out of play on the goal line, byline, yeah, or he'll run into trouble. He'll try and dink round a defender, and he'll run into trouble. And then we lose the ball, and it all starts again. Now, I'm not saying that I rate Jesus at all. I don't. But at least we do play with a bit more intensity, and it does cause more problems. It did yesterday for Nottingham Forest. So, I don't know. Is that a positive? Not sure. But, I mean, I haven't got a problem with Havertz to a point. I don't think he's the levels of Arsenal Football Club, personally. I think it was a mistake buying him for what we did and what we're paying him, in my honest opinion. And if we've got any bollocks as a football club, we'll get rid of him in January. But, hey, let's wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, like, just seeing this comment here, by Stuck in Transition. I mean, £255,000 a week, and Jesus is getting shown up by a 17-year-old. That just shows you, really.
It does, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then we'll catch up with the chat. So, Fuzzy, you did a post-match show. What was your feelings on Amarin now as his first full game?
I think the biggest downside to the game that we've had today was the lack of interest, I think, from a lot of the players. Usually with a new manager, first game, synonymous new manager bounce that most teams get. We didn't see any of that, and the thing is that I wasn't going to sit here and expect us to get a new manager bounce, because we haven't had one for Ten Hag. We didn't have one for Ralph Rangnick. I think it's just sort of like players up to a certain point, they just don't. I think they just stop caring after a certain point, and it genuinely just looks like with some of the players, they're just gone. They're just gone. I think they've fallen out of love with football, because if you talk about one of them, I mean Marcus Rashford. I mean, at the age of recently just turned 27, the guy looks like he's lost the same amount of pace that a 35-year-old would. He doesn't have it. He's not explosive. He doesn't have acceleration. You know, you're hoping that he'll have a bit of ability to him to beat a man, create a chance, or open himself up for a good strike as such. I mean, the goal he got today, good positioning to get across the goalkeeper and to meet the cross, but beyond that, absolutely awful. Like, I mean, Delap had a better game than him, and Delap couldn't score for shit. You couldn't hit a barn door while standing next to him. So, there's biggest takeaways from today for me. Players can't trust them. Leopards don't change their spots.
Nope.
But from a managerial perspective, game management wise, for the issues that we were seeing first half, we feel like we need to make XYZ changes. Second half, we gave them an opportunity to rectify it, but I think 56th minute, two of the players that needed to come off, that were problems at the time for us, came off. Like he noticed what the difficulties were and made the right changes. Then I think it's later on, two substitutions that he made was bringing on Xerxes and Højlund for Eriksen and Rashford. Højlund for Rashford, I think, absolutely is a substitution I would have made. Xerxes for Højlund, not Højlund, for Eriksen when Mainu was on the bench. I'm thinking you've put Agate on for Casemiro, which was one of the right substitutions to make, but you needed to complement the engine in the team. And Mainu is a player that's got good work rate. He's not going to have a huge stint of the game left to play. So it's not like you're starting him and risking fitness that way. I would have opted to have put Mainu into that position, and then later on substitute, I think, more Bruno for Mason Mount and have him playing further up top. But I think the later sub ended up being Bruno moving down into midfield next to Agate, and then Xerxes up top as one of the front three, and then substituting the left wing Garnacho off for Mason Mount. So I think that's the only gripe that I at all have in terms of managerial game management. I think the team he picked mostly makes sense comparatively to the team that he's had the most amount of time to train with. I think everybody else sort of came back later. But the substitutions, after seeing what was going on, and I think perhaps the verdict is probably fair. I'd say it's fair verdict on the game. Seeing that players, some of the players are probably overthinking things a little bit, and think understandable considering it's a 3-4-3. I think one of the first times in history that Man United has played a 3-4-3 system and are going to incessantly play with that formation. So that's one of the things I can give credit to with Ruben Amorim, is he's not essentially done a Ten Hag and said, well, I definitely can't play at all the system I played at Ajax. Ruben Amorim's come in and is just like, well, there's going to be teething issues for these players with my system, but I'm not changing my system for them. Like, I'm just going to keep, like, it's me and my full coaching team. It's up to us to sort of integrate these players as much as possible, but we will know the limits of most of these players between now and the January transfer window. And there's a big opportunity right there to bring a couple of players in that more suited to what I'm looking for players in my team, and then perhaps to get some of the players that just don't suit this. I think Xerxes might be one of them. Xerxes might be one of the players to go in January, because he doesn't look like he's at all settled at the moment. He doesn't look like he really is happy with his situation. I think he's very uncomfortable. Every time he's on the pitch, I think he's just, he doesn't look like he's settled.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's definitely a case for Amorim to giving him time. It's the first official appointment as a manager for Ineos, so there's definitely a significant amount of belief from everybody that's associated with the club. And I just believe that with this time now, there shouldn't be the ignorance that board members have had before, where they thought the players were in the right and the manager is in the wrong. This is a big appointment for them. And I think they will now see these players for what it is, because they've watched it go horrendously wrong under Ten Hag. They've read the room with the players, and now they're going to look at this and say, well, these players, there's some of these culprits in this team. If they keep underperforming, then we have to force them out. And they won't leave on their own accord. I'm sure some of them will try to hold on to something and kick and scream on the way out, especially some of the big earners with the bigger contracts. Those guys are going to be, kicking and screaming, I think, when we force them out of the club. And you have to force them out because they've got no ambition. They've got no ambition. Just say,
no, I agree.
If you leave on your own accord, we'll work to get you a good transfer. If you don't, you're benched. I don't care if there's any clauses in your contract that say you've got to play X, Y, Z amount of games. We don't care if you see it fit to sue us. You are not playing. Now, 2 words. You choose which one you want. Get out or get fucked. Your choice.
That'll be interesting to see on that one. Quickly going to go on this one. Question around who's faster, Tractor or Jorginho?
Tractor.
Oh, well, it depends what tractor you say. If you're talking about GCB, GCB is faster. The up-to-date ones, the newer version. Bloody hell, it's like shit off a stick then. Christ.
Yeah.
Don't Lamborghinis make tractors?
They do indeed. Yeah, you see Jerry Clarkson, one, that's for sure.
Do little wheelies in the field.
We mentioned obviously Steve Cooper and that, and obviously no doubt you guys may or may not have seen, as you know, Lopetegui apparently has got 2 games to turn it around, and if he doesn't get it right, then the chances are he's going to be out on his ear. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I'm just going to go on a comment that Ray Burke's put in here as well. And good evening to you, Ray. West Ham have the right players and the football director, but Sullivan picks the manager. He picked the wrong one for this group of players. Little Legs needs to keep his nose out. And this is a fair comment because Sullivan gets himself involved in this. He's the one who's picked Lopetegui. I'll ask you guys, first of all, right choice?
I don't know enough, mate, about it, to be fair. But I think you're right with your man Sullivan needs to stick his nose out, mate. I think he's got too much.
Yeah.
He's got a right to name the manager, but trouble is though, is like with Sullivan, he's like a poison at the club, isn't he? Let's get everything right and on the table. He's a poison at the club. If you had a new director, of the football club, it'd be much better. West Ham would be run much smoother. And these players that you've actually bought in, you bought in 10 players this season. I've said it on the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly show. With the manager you got in, which I am very surprised because look what he did at Wolves. Didn't achieve nothing. He was out there, right? Why would you appoint a manager like that for number one, right? And also, why would you buy in those amount of players and not play them? I mean, I talked about Sullivan. Why aren't you playing Sullivan out on the left? That's one of the 2 positions where you're poor now is out on the left and up front, because obviously Futrug's out. He can, you don't know what's happening with him. He wants to go back apparently, doesn't he? He don't want to play in the Premier League. But
there's a mixed stories on that one because obviously apparently he's either going to be available for the game tomorrow or he's going to be ready for you guys.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand by giving by Loppe, giving him 2 games, but bloody hell, those 2 games, Tim. That's Newcastle tomorrow and Arsenal next weekend. You know what I mean? And that's too tough. But obviously, he wants a result out the bag at least with one of those against one of those teams. But unfortunately, I just can't see it. And with Loppe as well, you've got to put him in the equation because that man, I'm sorry, he don't know his first 11. He's swapping and changing every week. It don't work.
Evening, Colin. No, this is. I mean, Fuzzy, what do you make of it? I mean, Lopetegui, right choice at West Ham?
I wasn't thrilled for you. I know that some of you were excited. Some of you were, as you said, the jury is out. I think that's probably the phrase you coined with it. But
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I looked at it. I was like, I'm not so sure about this. I mean, maybe it can work, but I think there's various things that do have to go right with it. But at the same time, I wouldn't be jumping for joy if I was a West Ham supporter and seeing Lopetegui be the choice of manager, because didn't really do much, anything special or get people thinking when he was at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then a bit of controversy with his career before Wolves with the Real Madrid Spain job. That going up in flames very quickly. I think I was probably look at that and think, yeah, there's a bit of trouble with that. So I wouldn't have opted for that. I think there may be better choices at the time with Lopetegui, but you live and you learn, I suppose. But well, if Sullivan does learn, but yeah, I think so. For instance, you go with Ruud van Nistelrooy, might be a fair shot, or Steve Cooper. Could go with Steve Cooper. Oh, good old buddy, crackhead Cooper.
Eden Aaron.
Okay.
Big ups, Aaron.
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, like, you know, this man in charge at the moment, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm sure he must just have some formation or a bowler out with a load of names in there and just hopes for the best, because the constant chopping and changing is not doing us any favours. But as Ray said there, the problem is if you've got it's no use Steiden or hearing, you know, what we should be bringing in. It's the fact that Sullivan is still going to overrule it whatever way we look at it. And that's the worrying part about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's plenty out there you can go for. I mean, there is talks of Iraola, the Bournemouth manager. You know, apparently he's now kind of moved up the ranks in, being the obvious choice. But are we going to pay to release him from Bournemouth? I can't see it coming.
No, I think he's got something to. I think he's going to try and prove something at Bournemouth, whether it's winning like a Carabao Cup. You know, I mean that's going to be the standard of Bournemouth. Who's probably his aim. But you know, I mean, when a manager is at a football club and they feel like they've got like a certain ambition to do there, it's not that easy. I mean, the managers that's at the club now, and I said it before, Tim, I think Graham Potter might be the right candidate for you. That is a Graham Potter team.
Could be. I mean, Colin's put in here, look, Tony, mate, I've been hearing from friends and someone who works for one of the big bet companies that Iraola is now very high on the list of candidates to become West Ham coach, which I just mentioned. But it'll be very interesting if we can get that one over the line, because I think he's like you said, Anthony, he's done well at Bournemouth. Why not? Mm. I mean, obviously there was talks at one point. You had De Zerbi mentioned in there. But Potter as maybe interim just to see us out for the rest of the season is a possibility.
Yeah, I think that's a right idea. Give what's his name, Newland, a go at interim manager. Why not? You've got nothing to lose. I think with Spuds' club, I mean, don't get me wrong, that was it. I mean, fair play for Ipswich. I think Man United is really poor. He's got a lot of work to do there, Man United. Mm-hmm. My eyes, Fuzz, in all fairness, my eyes in that game was on Bruno Fernandes today, and see how he can actually produce under this new manager. He was all right, but he wasn't exactly, ripping it up on the field, was he, today? So I think your best player. Yeah, he was. Onana was your best player on the pitch, your goalkeeper, I thought. And, I know there's a lot of work being done there and that, but I just feel like we talked about interim managers. I think I would have just left Van Nistelrooy as your interim manager this season and got this manager to start a fix, give him a whole season, because you've got 2 windows then to sort it out, not just one.
Mm. There are some people in the chat. I know you've asked some questions, and we will come back to them. I've not forgotten you. Whoever's going to start some of them, and Daz, I will come back to your one as well. But as Trip said, West Ham getting better tomorrow. I think we're in that kind of
You must.
conclusion as well.
You must.
Big up Ravi as well. Big up lads. Smash the likes and subscribe, and that's to all the people on the panel as well.
Go, Ravi.
What's wrong?
Yeah, for some fuzzy content. Great words.
Thank you, Arsenal, Aaron.
Evening, Damien. Good to see you in here. Now that City has finished, the title is definitely going to Arsenal. Julian from AFTV really knows his stuff. He's predicted all this. Even the 3-0 win against Forest. We do need indeed, Jazz.
Probably predicted quadruples every single season before now as well.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
I personally still take top 4. I've attended parties the last 2 seasons to celebrate the second place trophy. Well, we know this is Jez, don't we?
Had the top 4 trophy celebrations are a banger.
Southgate
Yes.
available for Sullivan.
Yes, make it happen. Make it happen. Send Southgate to West Ham and relegate him for good.
Oh, how the tables have turned, Fuzzy. How the tables have turned. Dear. Lopetegui was a terrible appointment for West Ham. Absolutely. But I wouldn't be surprised if he managed to nick a draw against us.
No,
Yeah, I mean, if you go by the...
it's not.
Well, I don't know. If you go by Lopetegui's algorithms, it could be the possibility that, yes, we do get something out of the Arsenal game.
Well, if we
No.
win, great. But if we don't win, I will be putting it down to his Mikel Arteta's masterclass. That's what I'll be putting it down to.
Yeah, and as you see people in the chat, we've had some links put in there for the content creators, not only on the panel, but in the chat as well. So, a subscribe costs nothing. Just a little click on the button, and that's all it takes. Yeah, we need not only a new manager, but new owners, Daz. You're 100% correct on that one. We definitely need something because our poor old club is not looking good at the moment. Julian,
And when you were on the show with last week with Budgie, you didn't. I asked a question, you didn't answer it. You
Which
should
one
know
did you
that
answer?
it was a question about Karen Brady. You didn't answer it.
Yeah, we answered it afterwards, mate. Guys, I've
Wanna get
even
on
Brendan Rodgers. I can't see Brendan Rodgers coming though because obviously he's got Champions League football with Celtic. Well done, Mama. Thank you very much. Yeah, off you pop, lad. Go look at your second place trophy. Thank you very much.
Good old
Rav-
Pete Hayward.
Yeah. Ravi, I will come to your questions as well. I've seen them. I can't see how Lobby pulls off a result tomorrow. I can't see it coming. I mean, Newcastle looking pretty good at the moment. It'd be, it's a long old trip up there in the first place. And have we got the players that's up for it at the moment? I don't think they want to play for this manager. What I've seen the last couple of games, no one wants to play for this bloke.
Well, I reckon Newcastle are capable of scoring 2 or 3. And I tell you what, I bet you I could name the goal scorers as well. I think Isaac get a goal. I think Anthony Gordon, maybe Harvey Barnes.
Possibly. Sorry, Jez, what you say?
No, I'm going to say on a Monday night, it's a hell of a trip up, isn't it, from London
Yes.
to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Because the players will be flying up from Luton or Stansted, one of the two, to Newcastle, Tyneside. But your fans, man, Jesus Christ, if you're going up by, well, even you're going by train, from King's Cross, it's going to be 4.5 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah, they're probably flying from Stansted and that. I mean, I might have to speak to one of the air rangers and ask them if they could put a couple of screwdrivers at the tyres of the plane. Look, by default, would be easier.
If you fail to beat Newcastle, I'm sticking you in a forever landing pattern and not letting you touch down in Stansted. You can fuck off and land somewhere else.
Fuzzy to make the plane hostage, with his pea shooter. Right, have it.
Just keep shining a laser on it. It's like, try land now.
Michael's saying here, the Arsenal are the only ever club to celebrate second and fourth place trophies. Never known any club to do that.
True.
What do you think I put on money on West Ham all the way? Oh, Daz, I don't know.
If the players didn't respect the manager, Tim, you actually come out and said it. They're not going to play well for him, and technically that's going to be the 2 games against Newcastle and Arsenal. So anything to get, because that's what the players are like now. If the players can't correspond with the manager, the players will play rubbish, and they'll throw the manager underneath the bus. That's what they do now, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, there's not you can't see the harmony being there. I mean, Alvarez is kind of getting himself sent off. He's 2 reds now. He's had. You've got Rodriguez, by the looks of it, is not fitting in. He doesn't want to be there. So he's, hopefully we can possibly offload him in the January window. But again, someone's got to pay for him.
Yeah.
But I can't see it coming on.
There's something missing. I think Loppy ought to start taking a leaf out of Mikel Arteta's book. Start squeezing your fucking lemons in a bowl before the game or something.
Yeah, but he'd look up some kind of pancake dish knowing him kind of thing, surprise the fuck out of everyone, basically. Colin's asking the question again about, what do you feel has gone wrong at Man City for they just don't look the same? What do you think is wrong? I mean, Rob, one of the, in the chat said possibly it could be because of the FFP. That could be the case. But we've all said it's probably just a blip at the moment. But it's a blip that's kind of costing them. But
is a blip, yeah. Is it FFP? That will come up last season. I know what they did last season, Man City. So I don't think it's FFP. I just feel like they've actually. I said it earlier regarding what me and Jez said about Arsenal. I think they've become predictable. They're missing Rodri, and Haaland's not being fed to score because you think of it. Haaland's a striker with new pace. He likes to be fed the ball, get on the end of it and score. That's the main fact with Haaland. He doesn't. Not. I'm talking like maybe like an Omri or Ollie Watkins. A player that runs with the ball and got a bit of skill. Haaland hasn't got that, and it's obvious. How many Man City games have we actually seen? And he's been fed the ball, and then he goes to score.
True. I mean, David Carroll's put it. Amron has joined Man United with a closer pedigree to the '86 Alex Ferguson. Wow.
I think it's probably the essence that managers before greatness, at the time you don't think too highly of them, but yeah, both managers come into Man United with pedigree, and both of them with a huge amount of work to have to overturn, because both managers have inherited a very, very toxic culture. Fergie had to deal with players having like parties, I think drugs and alcohol, and like throwing themselves around, not really. Amorim's got, I suppose, party inside of things. Yeah, Rashford, the king of Belfast, as it would seem. But
wow.
Both toxic cultures they've got to deal with.
We'll see, mate. Yeah, I was just seen that again. I mean, look at that. Colin's saying here, also the last train from Newcastle leaves before the game finishes.
Think about it this way, Tony. If you're losing 5-6-0 at half time, they might just be able to catch the train before it.
Not like us, like we're 3-0 up and our fan starts walking out. Like what I saw yesterday, and then I quickly flipped onto YouTube, and all I was hearing was FFB wankers, see you next Tuesdays and all this, that times 5. And I thought, bloody hell, Jez, get it off your chest.
See, I told you, Jez, I told you.
Don't remember.
I said, the next time Yeti and Jez do a watch along, they've got to do it for charity, because that swear box will be full in no time.
Oh, definitely. Not a swear box, Tim. You want a swear fucking bin. Yeah, that's what you want. That'd be 1,000 in there.
Wouldn't have been that bad. Exaggerate. Seriously.
It was so bad, I tuned in for 5 minutes and my mother had to cut the internet off. She couldn't stand all the swearing.
With some of the questions that was in the chat, the Assemble's asking, did anyone notice that Saliba got a heavy tackle yesterday? Notice nothing has been said. He might surprise a mission from the Sporting game. Did you see anything, guys?
Not really.
I didn't see that one.
Really.
I didn't hear about it because usually Arsenal fans say that it's the
Yeah.
words against them
Hmm.
if a player gets a big tackle. Actually, no, that's a lie. I think I did see it. I think it was whoever it was, a Forest player went to take a shot, and Saliba put his leg in the way when the Forest player's shooting foot
Oh, yeah.
then landed on the
Yeah,
ankle.
yeah, you're right.
That's like people are calling that a tackle. Like the guy's just placed a shot and he's travelling at higher speeds. I mean,
Didn't really even touch him, though, did he?
Hmm.
Didn't really touch him.
Todd's asking the question, who do you think Leicester will get as a new manager? I think Moyes may get it. There is talks of him, and obviously mentioned earlier in the chat, Van Nistelrooy from Usual Suspect.
Arteta. No, Arteta.
Oh.
Take-
Oh, that's a point. Yeah, you never know.
Definitely.
That's true.
I think that'd be a good job for Moisey to do.
100% does. And we'll go for all-man draw for tomorrow.
I gone 2-0 Newcastle.
I think I went 2-1 Newcastle. Matt said even he'll take that result as well, 1-1. Yeah, hard to predict when it's safe. It's hard to predict, he's saying. Ravage coming in with saying, for me, I do feel City has a little bit on an ageing squad. That's true. Grealish 29, Edison 31, Gundogan 34, Stones 30, Akanji 29, Kovacic 30, Silva 30, Walker 34. So they do need to think about how long they would be playing. It's a good shout.
Yeah.
Point. Good point.
It's a good shout. Aces is saying both of you should wear shot collars every time they're swearing in a live stream.
Look, the only thing I'm going to say here, that is the Yeti's influence. I normally don't wear a lot. I'm blaming the Yeti on that one completely.
Yes, I literally watched it. It's fans walking out. Beep, 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 beep. Bastards, wankers, motherfuckers. Sorry, Yeti. And then it went to see you next Tuesday to someone else. It's like, oh, fair play, Jess. Oh.
The Seb was asking you, Jez, do you think Arteta works in chaos or is he playing pin the donkey? Thoughts of any in his head?
Mate, I think he's just clueless, to be honest. It's just all guesswork. It is pin the donkey, isn't it? Where should I play him today? There.
Big up, Mr. Joshy J.
Yeah, true.
It's clueless. It's clueless. I mean,
Yeah, look, even Aaron saying I blame Jez for the amount I swear too. Very bad influence is this Arsenal godfather.
get out of here. You're worse than me, Aaron. I watched you earlier. It's Rashid.
Yeah. I heard you're going to change the name of your shoe, Jez. It's called Fuck the History and More. Is that true?
Can't have been that bad. I'm going to have to go back and have a look at this and double check.
Thank you, Mr. Joshy J. Appreciate that. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Oh, God.
Dear me. Yeah, Arteta's dark arts absolutely met. Brilliant. She's laughed at that one. Let's go back to the. Henry's also asked this question as well as Daz. Daz asked it first, but obviously between the two of them, who do you think will win the title?
Liverpool.
Yeah,
Liverpool,
I think so as well. I do believe so as well.
Oh dear. I'm being told.
Brilliant, Richard. Yeah, it was terrible.
Now, if Mama's saying it, Jez, come on.
Oh, reopen it. Beep and more.
Yeah, rename it Beep Beep and More.
Come on, it can't have been that.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there, Mama. I mean, Arnie Slot is just he's smooth as steel. Just comes in here, he does it, says what he says on the tin, and that gets the points, walks away. Honestly, yeah, absolutely agree on that. And for Uncle Rods, good evening, lads. Good evening to you as well, Uncle. Hope you're keeping well. How did you feel about today's result, Uncle? Very close. Very close. Let's hear your thoughts on that one. Des is asking if the manager does go, who do you want to be the next manager at West Ham? Well, I'll keep on saying it. For me, it's Thomas Frank. I'll take him all day long.
Good shout.
I'll take him all day long. I just like what he does with Brentford. I mean, like, you know, what he does with the fans, how he speaks post-match about a game. I think he's quite, you know, I think he's got an influence there, I believe. See, you've even got M4 and Karod swearing as well, Jez.
I think I'm being stitched up here.
Yeah. I reckon he did that little girl when he went to his mate's party. She went down and he went, "You fucking little bastard. How dare you, you Tottenham fan. Yeah, go have a word with her."
Big up, Stephanie.
Yeah, big up, Stephanie.
Oh dear.
How can Arteta survive if Slot wins the league? Good shout.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Yeah.
He's got 2.5 years left on his contract yet, so no matter what that man does, you know, I still think he'd be the manager, even though me and Jez don't want him here, we want him out. But something's got to happen. Something's really got to happen for him to be out. I was saying it earlier, you know, 850 million on his own team, and he hasn't won anything. And he goes, "Yeah, but he won an FA Cup." I go, "Yeah, but what team was that? 80% of that team was bloody Arsene Wenger's, and 20% of that was Unai Emery's, because Unai Emery wasn't backed." I fucking enjoy some space. Oh, God.
He did indeed,
Go on
Ravi.
for weeks now, isn't it? This is going to go on for weeks.
Yes, are you on a show tomorrow? Are you doing a show tomorrow?
I'll be on Lee's.
Yeah.
And I was going to do a show tomorrow. I might do it Tuesday about my history program, football program things.
Right,
then-
that's before the Champions League game.
No swearing in that, mate. 'Cause there's nothing to swear. Well, there is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put a comment in, not saying big up. I go, "Fuck up, Jez. Big up to you."
I hope not, Stephanie. I hope not. Hope he goes everyone else. 24 likes. Thank you very much for that. Apparently, you got a new channel, Jez. I didn't realise this. Aaron's put it in for you. Look, just in case you're a massive fan of wall swearing.
You're going to get me in trouble here, people.
I'm just as bad as now, mate. I'm over that 500 mark, so of course I've got to be careful as well. Simple as little Forteta gets top 4. Cronkies couldn't really care about trophies, only money and profits yet. We beat City after Real. We'd be lucky as Real would beat us. You never know, Henry. You never know.
Yeah, you can monetize your channel now. You know, the 500.
I am indeed. Yeah, I'm indeed. So, yeah, I'm just going through that process now, Jez. I didn't realise it took as long as what it does.
Yeah.
Lloyd is saying, I want the fake baby Jesus for the fundraiser to fix ant smoke detector. Yeah, at long last.
Oh, now I was swearing at that. That done my head in.
But stop swearing. Fair play, Mr. Joshy J.
Oh.
Love and respect always, Jezza. Just a legend. He took Reb C. Nesbitt out to swear. Brilliant.
No, I think I had a blackout or something.
Dr. Seymour Butts, Arsenal FC proctologist, is saying, how much of the dressing room has Tapas Poulis already lost, and at what point does it boil over? Oof.
Yeah. I can just imagine it now, can't you? If Arteta got sacked and Jed's got the Arsenal job. Jez, you won 3-0. What do you think of today's performance? Well, it's fucking shit. You know, that fucking that run, it's shit. We need some fucking crap. he's got problems in. And that goalkeeper, he got goalkeeping gloves on. They're more like fucking marigolds then. Look what he's got on.
Uh,
I tell you what,
There's a lot of
he was like, why are all them fucking wankers walking out now? 10 minutes to go.
yeah.
yeah, Stephanie's got here. Look, just don't do super chats. Just install a swear box.
anybody that swears in your chat has to donate X amount of money to the swear
Oh,
jar.
don't say that, Fud. Bloody hell, he'd be swearing every second. He come up £2,000 he get £2,000 every bloody every show.
Akuna Matata was saying swearing, just saying lemons is a swearing act up story. Yeah. You've got to big up Jez, a quality geezer, 100% he is. Yeah, that's for sure.
Nah, you're right, Jez.
We stay until the end.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Jez, step away for some dinner. Did you smack the shit out of the young girl for talking smack, asking for Donna?
Tottenham goal
This is
managed
thinking, what the fuck did I come on here tonight?
she managed to live to support Tottenham another day.
AFC Always is asking question to Jez. When Arsenal played in the 1920 FA Cup final, weren't it called the Arsenal?
It wasn't 1920, mate. It was 1927. And it was called the... actually, I've got it here. I'll tell you. I'll show you. I've got it here.
Jez was there.
Yeah, I was there. There is the 27 Cup final. Ticket programme, whatever you can call it.
Wow.
Well, I've seen that on the... Do you know what? That's in good condition, though, Jez. That's not the one the wine spilled on, was it?
And they were called the Arsenal versus Cardiff City. Correct. They were called the Arsenal for 1 year.
Right.
Became Arsenal. There you go.
Daz asking, Daz, is it for West Ham or for West Ham? Maybe Bowen, possibly Somerville if he starts for West Ham. I mean, Anthony's already said for Newcastle who could score for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaac, Gordon, Barnes. You know, they have got a few up there.
True. Ravi's asking question. Why are the so-called big teams struggling to beat the so-called smaller? Is it the smaller teams have no fear anymore? Or is it the so-called big teams think they will be easy to beat?
Bit of both. I think the so-called bigger teams are just shit, whereas the smaller teams are, they'll give it a bit more of a go. It's a bit more of a plan.
It is a bit of both. But personally, I think sometimes it comes down to the value of the players as well. You know, players, you know, signing for these teams for 65 million. All right, let's put Kai Havertz in that equation. Is he worth 65 million? No. I'm sorry, but I won't pay no more than 25, 30 million for him. And that is the price now of an average championship player that scores goals.
So there's a comment just seen. Lawrence is saying 1-2 to the Emmas. Goal from Bowen in Ings. Well, Ings is on form at the moment.
Granny Ings?
Sure. Heard about Bowen. Didn't know it was about Packman as well. Doubts for tomorrow. Oh, that's not good. Stephanie's asking, Woolwich or Arsenal building society, Jez? Good evening to Bobby Olmsted. My dad heard me listening to your show, Jez. You and Lee ranting. He told me not to watch again, so I have to use headphones now. I'm only 12.
Yeah, we know who that is.
Yeah. Love the show, though. TV. Jez, questions. What was Ivory like on your first ever home European night game?
My first ever was actually the return leg in 1969 in the Intercities Fairs Cup. And it was foggy. It was, very misty, very foggy. And that was against Anderlecht when Arsenal lost it out there and turned the game round and won it at Highbury to win it 4-3. So that was my first experience of European football, I guess. So a lot of people don't recognise it, but it did go on in 1972 to become the UEFA Cup which obviously nobody went on for years. But yeah,
As you saying, Jez, you forgot to wear the gloves again.
I keep forgetting to do it, man. I do. I've got them here. I keep forgetting to put them on. I get told off every single time. But yeah.
1894, Woolwich Arsenal. Woolwich in South London, yes. Good, we agree. Song we play make no sense. Yeah, North London forever.
Oh God, not that. Actually, I sent a video to Jez yesterday, and I found out who actually made that song up. And on the video, it was a guy, Gary Kemp from Spandau Ballet, and he had a
Yeah.
young chap next to him. And the young chap, his mum is Linda Robson. She was in Birds of a Feather,
Robinson,
wasn't
yeah,
she?
from Birds of a Feather, yeah.
Yeah, it was her son that made up North London Forever. And Gary Kemp, he was the one. I think Shevchenko's got a song as well, hasn't he, Jez, in the Emirates? He was the one. Gary Kemp was the one that made up that song for Shevchenko, but apparently it doesn't already get sung at the stadium, so he was a bit disappointed in that.
Good.
Jez, do you remember your first ever Emirates game? Gunnar Riar's asking.
I do. Yeah, it was actually a pre-season friendly, actually. And Arsenal lost. But there we go.
Nowhere to hide tomorrow night.
You know, you Tom.
Mr. Tont. Mr. Tont.
What is this Henry's pot in here, man?
What's this one here? 1886 Arsenal bought for 3 shillings.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were formed in 1886 at a bloody cricket club called Dial Square, man. Get it right, will you?
Question for you. Which so-called celebs have you all met going to home games for your clubs?
None.
Oh, I'll tell you somebody I did meet who is a legend in my lifetime, not an Arsenal fan, right? Absolute legend to me in music, yeah, was Robert Plant, who's a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan. And I met him at Wolverhampton Wanderers, Molineux.
Wow.
Back in about, when was that, 84, 85? Maybe a bit later. Absolute top man. Top man.
Yeah. I think I've met him.
We had Gordon Ramsay come through the airport. That's about the closest I got to celebs. He's a big old fella. I'm surprised how big he is. Zinchenko, KO, always believe in your soul. Play on their song Gold, of course. Zinchenko. Evening, Budgie. All right, guys. Sorry I couldn't join you. Personal issues, but everything is cool now. Big up to all you in chat. As long as everything's all right, mate. That's the key thing. As long as everything's all right. Arsenal lost in your first Emirates game. Just sums up everything.
It was a testimonial game, man. Testimonial game.
We're effed up team. We've effed up manager. We're effed up no in a effed up place. Sorry. No worries, mate. No worries. We drew 2-2 with Portsmouth for mine. A lot of people to look forward to you, mate. Yeah, no. 2-0 down to. Big up to E. Ross. Big up John Cena and the crew. Hope you're having a good Sunday evening. Been good so far. And they're all saying hello to each other. Oh, Eric, can I borrow some cash? Who rates Zinchenko that much to sing his own song? No one got time for that. Not at all. Getting into it. I think there's a couple of questions that need to be asked. Good evening, Wurzel Herbert. Early start tomorrow. 2 fields flooded and a broken fence to repair.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll stay in bed because it's pissing down tomorrow. You could do it. National minimum wage, though. I ain't got that much money.
A certain top goon has just told me that Tottenham result ain't even challenging for a league title, but we have been for the last 2 seasons. And this one, not halfway over yet. This fucking fan base. That says it all, AFC. That says it all.
Oh, it's only City. It's only City.
Yeah, it's only seeing it, yeah.
Come back to me when Arsenal have dispatched a Pep Guardiola scene before cost.
Big up to Lone Star Londoner. When West Ham lose tomorrow, then Arsenal select them silly. Loppy will be fired. Well, we can only hope so, and we'll pray for that day. Please let it happen.
You know what's going to happen next weekend, don't you? You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
West Ham will win 2-0.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those type of games, isn't it, Jess?
Oh,
You know-
fucking hell, Jez. The ball ain't going to be out twice, is it? Jesus, it ain't going to be over the line, is it?
Yeah, do you remember one of the footballs Anthony used to as a kid? You strap it around your ankle and that you can kick it in that so you can keep the control. That's what we're
Yeah.
having tomorrow. We're going to hit it so hard, mate, you won't even recognise it.
Yeah.
What do you see for West Ham this season? I think we'd be lucky to be in the position we are now. I don't think we're moving any further up the table. If we stay around that area, that probably sums up our season, I'd say. I don't
So
think
if I can answer on the behalf of Jez on that one. One word, simple. Fucked. Yeah, there we go. Move on.
Yeah, book it, baby. West Ham will win tomorrow.
Is Mama still in the chat?
Yes, she is, yes.
Oh, I've got a question to ask her.
We'll always struggle against West Ham. Yeah. Emma's nil, Arsenal 4. You're probably right there, Lone Star, I must admit. And another question is for Fuzz. Does this prove that now Emran is here? Does that highlight and continue to highlight that a lot of these players need to move on and fans need to let Emran build his own squad?
Yeah.
I think you've already answered that question already, haven't you, really? In a nutshell.
Simply put, yes.
Yep, I'm here, Jez.
Mama, yes, you need to contact me with your address. When I had it, I always delete people's addresses, so I can send you that. Oh, bollocks. God,
There you go.
hang on. Fucking hell, bollocks. This bloody green screen shit, man. It does my head in. Fucking hell. Virtual ground.
With tone acting like this, somebody's put something in the comments, haven't they?
No, it's the 5 expletives he's done so far.
Oh,
No, it's the 52 Cup final, man. That's the last time Newcastle United won the FA Cup. Arsenal Newcastle.
Wow.
Mint condition. It was my granddad's. But I'm going to send it to you for your Christmas present, Mama. So you need to contact me on Insta.
Bless you, Jez.
Send it to you.
Grateful.
did you delete my address, Jez?
I have. Deleted it. I deleted it. I reckon you sent me the wrong details. I reckon you.
No, I didn't. I know my own address.
I just had to go to watch another video to find out.
Arsenal title winning team. We had proper mid leadership on the pitch now. It's like a Young Offenders Institute. That's about right there. Right, you got a budgie on one there. Look, listen, you pessimistic buggers. We're effing massive and don't forget it. Absolutely budgie. Fuzzy, thought in your front three. Are they enough to tantalise defences? Nope. That's easy enough.
No.
Man, you trust it? Word it hurts. My dad's been giving it to the Barry in the chat, so we need a big versus West Ham. Lawrence saying West Ham will win next week 1-0 Rice own goal, the way it should be.
The screamer from the halfway. Taking his shirt off like, yeah. Oh wait. Something's not right.
Lone Star saying, I feel for the lad Emran. He looked like he needed strong medication and counselling, having watched his new players take the date. Absolutely, you were wrong there.
Right, the guy looked like at times he wanted to kill Ed Sheeran as well when he's midway through answering a question. Literally midway through answering a question, and then Ed Sheeran just comes on. Everyone on the panel is like, "Oh, look, it's Ed Sheeran." And Hammer's just like, "I'm going to stick this mic straight up this guy's ass and sing through his ass at his next concert."
Evening, Pepsi. Hope you're keeping well. West Ham winning tomorrow night on the Xbox. I remember saying, thanks, Jez. That's awesome. It is, absolutely. Anthony, you got that tracking number 1 for the mug?
Oh, God.
Tracking number.
Do you know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do here? I am right, I'm going to get her to make another one, and I will bloody send it to you, recorded, flipping, whatever you call it, recorded post.
Jez, there's no need to spend money on that. Come on.
I'm going to do it anyway, because I'm annoyed it got lost. I'll be honest with you.
His address is on
I
property.
sent yours the same day as I sent Aaron's, and Aaron
Yeah.
got his the next day, and yours went missing. So I got them to check it. I got the post office with. I had the receipt, as you know.
Yeah.
Basically, they didn't know what happened to it, so they paid me back for the loss. Which is
Yeah.
not. But I will send you another one. Just so you've got one.
Yeah, no, that's right, Jez. I just been. Do you know what? I believe obviously you said, but he's been joking. I've been winding you up about it. You know.
No, look, mate. I've got friends in the SAS, right, and they're going to come down, right, a troop of them, and guard it all the way.
Are they? Oh, they're going to come crashing through my window.
So like
I'm in the
Dad's
bedroom.
Army cast.
This is your welcome.
The
Yeah.
Dad's Army cast.
They'll march it through the street. They'll march it across the country.
9 to 1 is on my prediction.
Yeah, Pepsi. I think Anthony's joining with you.
Make they don't cost nothing to make. So,
Eros is saying, just drive down to Bristol, Jez.
I'm going down past Bristol next week. Actually, this week. I beg your pardon. Actually, yeah, this week.
Oh, yeah. Because actually, friends and family, is it?
Going down to Brixham.
Oh my God, Devon.
Mm.
Oh my God! Do you know what? But that is my mum's favourite place in the whole world. And we went there once on holiday, and she turned around. She said, "Aunt, what do you think of Brixham?" And I went, "Bollocks." In one word, it was absolutely seriously. It's crap. All it is a massive shopping centre and a harbour. That's all it is. That's there, and Torquay's the same as well. Because you've got Brixham, Torquay, Dawlish, Paynton, you've got all that all near one another. But Paynton's not a bad place. If you've got a chance to go into Paynton, which you can do, it'd be about 15-20 minute drive.
Okay, I mean we're only going down there for a couple of 3 days, but
Yeah.
Mama Flossie's saying, SAS, sorry old seniors.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Give me a tractor lover in Bristol on Xmas Day opening a stolen Arsenal history and more mug.
Yeah.
Well, I can't find Bristol normally reliable most of the time.
True.
One of them. Brilliant. And Wolves were getting the before Anthony receives his second place cup. Yep. You're lovely, Mama. Very nice. Just a vacancy, early contenders, Potter, Moyes, Van Nistelrooy, Fireman, Sam, Roy Hodgson.
Warhammer. Warhammer boy.
Brilliant. And on that note, Jez, if you'd like to tell us what you've got coming up this week with your channel, please, as we're coming to an end.
Yeah, well, Wednesday, fucking hell, was it? Thursday, as I say, we're doing a little trip out down to Devon, coming back Saturday. And then, tomorrow night I'll be on Lee's Gunners weekly podcast. Then weekly chat show. That'll probably be Tuesday because we got playing sport in Lisbon, aren't we, on Wednesday night or Tuesday night? I can't remember. Whatever night.
Tuesday.
So it'll be Wednesday. Then it'll be the weekly chat show. And as you know me, I always drag people on there whether they want to join or not. They ain't got no choice for me. I just say you're joining anyway. And all good, man. Thanks for inviting me on as always, Tony. Thoroughly enjoyed it, my friend.
Yeah, no problems at all.
We'll all speak again soon.
Absolutely. And for people in the chat, if you're not already kind of shared, liked, and subscribed to Jez's channel, there's the link right there on the screen for you guys. West Ham 6 points in 6 days. Oh, that'd be nice. Nice. Lone Star saying, Devon Jez, no wrong turns. Tractor folk can be twisted.
Yeah, weird, weird.
Fuzzy, what you got coming up this week?
Me got Europa League, Bodo Glimt, or Wi-Fi passwords in the European competition. Glorious Europa League. So the Tuesday, Wednesday time we'll have the pre-match or predictions for that. Of course, the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Wednesday night. Then we'll have the Thursday night for match reaction following the game, and yeah, then the predictions again for the weekend's games. I'm sure my predictions I'll stand with Pepsi Pack on the Fat L stand with predictions and accumulating minus points. I mean, the people that have only contributed to 1 week's worth of predictions, we're going to go back down the table and they're going to overtake us by not playing. See, well, the only prediction games that you can actually beat somebody by not playing.
Yeah, yes. And there's actually Fuzzy's channel there as well. So if you get the chance to, please go share, like, and subscribe to Hot Fuzz 44 OG as well, please. Aces is saying there, Tony, you and Godfather Jez watch along for the match on Saturday night. Ooh, that'd be a good one.
I'll join you, mate, and I'll just shut my mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. Jezza is definitely a good subscription. Yeah, and Aaron's saying give Jezza a sub on his channel, people. History on there is priceless. And as we said, subscribing doesn't cost you anything. No money involved. This humour reminds me of the 90s. The Karens now would be ban you these days. Very true. Evening to Richard. How you doing, mate? Evening, lads. Hope all was good. Yeah, not too bad at all in that.
Yeah, Rich.
Thank you very much, Mama. And obviously there's a link to my channel as well. Part-time builders versus Man United. Big up United. Tony, if what I'm hearing, Moyes to Leicester, he will most probably get a win over us. You can see it coming, can't you, Colin? A mile off. 100%. Absolutely. Some of them are plumbers, bro. You know you can't do that, Jez. Yeah, of course you can. He basically said you can't swear. How the predictions table looking, Tony? I shall leave that till Wednesday, Matt. I'm not going to give too much away, but it's not looking. Yeah, might be some movements again. There'll be some movements again. And as Mama says there, sub to all the lads for this quality content every week. Thank you very much, Mama, and that. And of course, appreciate you being here, to being the mother of all mods, helping us all out as always. And can't do it without you people as well in the chat. So very much for being with us. Pepsi saying Anthony last of the FPL, Fuzzy second last, and Tony third last. Yep, probably you're right. Next Sunday, Tony will be saved at no more moustache. Yep, he'll be trimmed down, that's for sure. Panel, big up as always. Chat bunch later. Looney Tunes, big up to yourself as well. Good Matata. Potter is close to a return. Where to though, Lone Star? That's the question.
Good point.
So yeah, and tomorrow night I'm going to do the West Ham watch along against Newcastle. Mama, if you want to join in with that, you can do. Please let us know. If not, you can be in the chat as always. It should be an interesting game. We'll see. And then, of course, Tuesday, more than likely, I might be on with Jeff with the Bowling Lounge. Wednesday, me, Anthony, and Fuzzy return for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then on Thursday, I've also got the West Ham review with Budgie and maybe a few other people. We'll see from that point onwards and that. And the last couple of comments coming in there. Lone Star, Tony looks like a 70s porn star. Some good goals yesterday. Good to see in goal of the month for match of the day instead of the 6-yard tap-in. Very true, Richard. McManus, laters as well. Thanks for being in there as always. If I don't know how you survived supporting United in these recent years. To our Queen Mod, show us some love. Absolutely. And there's Mama Flossie's channel. Make sure you kind of see and love and subscribe to Mama Flossie. MC Mod, big up.
I'll just make the most of me being young, Rabbi.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, take care. And see you all next time. You're welcome, Mama. You're welcome. Anthony Gordon is a baller.
Older.
As always,
Well,
Lawrence
Jez
Watkins.
installed him. He went like, there you go. You sit over there, you stay there.
Oh wow! And getting to the last bits there. Any luck finding any West Ham fans after tomorrow night? We'll still be around. You can find us in under rocks and crevices. You'll find West Ham fans around. Thanks much, Aaron, as always. And another great stream. Thank you very much there, Mama. Enjoy the week as well, Trip. Same for you. Everyone in the chat, enjoy your week. I hope you have a good one. Good night, lads, they're saying there. Which one is the ugly? Well, depends after tomorrow night, mate. We'll soon find out who is. No more beeping alarm. Absolutely, Henry. Away are the lads. Absolutely, Mama. And thanks, Mama. See you all in the chat. Got to matter. It's all a madness. Very true.
can't
Very
hear, right?
true.
I think Jez was trying to point to me, but he was like,
You're welcome, Henry, as always. Take care, everyone. A good night. And good night. Oh, and you'll notice a little bit different to the music. I had no choice in the matter. This monetization stuff, it does weird things to you. So get used to this one.